It's Raiders week. Here are my predictions for the Chargers versus Vegas. First up, the duel of the rookie running backs. Pete Carroll versus Jim Harbaugh with 2 first-round running backs. That's such a headline. Ashton Jeanty and Omarion Hampton going head-to-head. Mano y mano. I'm so pumped. And I think this is going to be a good game. Surprisingly, both backs had a less than stellar debut in their first games last week. Jeanty totaled just 38 yards on 19 carries. That's 2 yards per carry. He did score the touchdown, though. Meanwhile, Hampton with just, 48 yards on 15 carries. Not great. I think that changes this week. I think both backs put on a pretty good show. Starting with Jeanty, I think he picks up the pace, showing more individual talent in week 2. Give me 75 yards on Jeanty, but I firmly believe this game will stamp the better running back of the two as Omarion Hampton, especially in LA. Give me 105 total yards for Omarion Hampton, 85 on the ground to 20 in the air. Don't forget, he's a pretty good receiver as well. Next up, Quentin Johnston continues his breakout. Yes, QJ is getting a lot of attention right now after his big game in Kansas City, and deservingly so. He caught 5 of his 7 targets for 79 yards and 2 touchdowns, and nearly had a third. And the Raiders, who gave up nearly 300 yards to Drake May and the Patriots, give QJ another opportunity. I think Kayshon Boutte led the receivers with 103 yards on 6 receptions. Give me another 90 yards and a score for QJ week 2. Next, the Chargers pass rush comes to life. Last week, the pass rush felt pretty lackluster, but it was Patrick Mahomes. He made it a lot more difficult. This week, though, much different story. Starting with Khalil Mack, he has 10.5 sacks in 6 games versus Vegas. I expect him to add more this week. Not to mention Tooley, who also had a nice season last year with 8.5 sacks. I think they turn it on this week, especially with the opportunity in front of them of a pretty poor offensive line for the Vegas Raiders. Give me 6 sacks for the Chargers versus Geno and that poor offensive line. Next up, Chargers takeaways return. If you guys remember last season, the Chargers defense was pretty stellar at causing turnovers. Last week, we didn't quite get to see that, though, versus Patrick Mahomes. We almost saw a couple of picks from Dante Jackson, but nothing resulted in an actual turnover. This week, though, Geno Smith, who was picked off by the Patriots last week, give the Chargers yet again another opportunity to position themselves for some turnovers. I think the Chargers get theirs on Monday as well. Not to mention the potential of fumbles, too, dude. We got Khalil Mack, who alone has forced 3 fumbles. I think the Chargers take control of this one early due to the efforts of the defense and their takeaways.